Good morning, students. Welcome to class 10 online chemistry class. Today's topic is how do metals and nonmetals react? That is, formation of ionic bond. In today's class, we will complete the reactions between metals and nonmetals, the particular type of bond formed between a metal and a non-metal, how the bond formation takes place through complete transference of valence electrons, and what are the factors that could provoke the metals to lose electron or the non-metals to gain electron, how actually the ionic molecules look like, and what are the properties of ionic compounds. So let's start with this. In fact, metals and non-metals, these are being classified on the basis of their valence electrons. It means that electrons present in their outermost shell or the last shell. So here comes the electrons present in last shell. The noble gases examples given: helium, neon, argon. We have the atomic number 2, 10 and 18 respectively. The K cell of helium has 2 electrons, neon has 10, means it is 2 and 8. As per your maximum accommodation of electrons according to Bohr's theory, 2n square, where n is the shell number. It's just recall of class 9 where we read that the first shell has 2 into 1 square, that is 2 electrons, second cell has 2 into 2 square, that is 8 electrons, and so on. So argon also has a configuration of 2, 8 and 8. Let's see the metals. Some of the examples of metals: sodium with 11 electrons, 2, 8 and 1. Magnesium with 12 electrons, 2, 8, 2. Aluminium with 13 electrons, 2, 8, 3. Potassium with 19 electrons, 2, 8, 8, 1. And calcium with 20 electrons, 2, 8, 8, 2. So what we know actually that every element tends to achieve the nearest noble gas configuration, and thereby doing so they do achieve the stability. So in case of sodium, it has a configuration of 2, 8 and 1. If we keep a close look on this electronic configuration, in order to attain the nearest noble gas configuration, that is the configuration of neon, it has to lose this electron. Similarly, magnesium also has to lose its 2 electrons, aluminium its 3 electrons, potassium its 1 electron, and calcium its 2 electron in order to achieve the nearest noble gas configuration. These three are going to achieve the configuration of neon, while potassium and calcium are going to achieve the configuration of argon. In doing so, they are losing either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons, while potassium will lose 1 electron, calcium will lose 2 electrons. Let's see a close look to nonmetals. Nitrogen with an electrons 7 has a 2-5 configuration, that is the valence shell has 5 electrons. A shortage of 3 electrons in order to achieve the configuration of neon. Oxygen 6 electron in outermost shell requires 2 more electron to get the configuration of neon. Fluorine 7 electrons needs 1 electron. They will also achieve the configuration of neon. Now here phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine are close to the configuration of argon, and similarly phosphorus is also need to take up 3 more electrons, sulfur 2 more electrons and chlorine 1 more electron to get the configuration of argon. The elements which are tending to lose electron in order to take up the nearest noble gas configuration are called electropositive elements. And elements which are ready to gain electron, these are called electronegative elements. So, in a nutshell, we could be able to tell that non-metals are electronegative, metals are electropositive. Now, if we'll take the example of sodium and chlorine. Sodium has the configuration of 281. In order to achieve the configuration of neon, it has to lose its one electron. Chlorine on the other side has a configuration of 2, 8 and 7. It requires one more electron. So this last electron or valence electron of sodium comes to chlorine. Thereby, since sodium atom is electrically neutral, it has 11 proton and 11 electron. The net charge is 0. When one electron completely transferred or lost from sodium, it has still the number of protons 11, so the charge is plus 11, but the number of electrons have come down to 10. So it gets a positive charge of plus 1. Then sodium no more remains as sodium, rather sodium changes to sodium ion or sodium cation. The species which is obtained by losing electron or having positive charge is called cation. So here sodium will be calling the cation. In doing so, the acceptance of electron, chlorine, which was having a charge of plus 17 for proton and minus 17 for electron, the net charge is 0. When one electron is gained by chlorine, it still has a positive charge of plus 17 but a negative charge of minus 18. Thereby the net charge is minus 1. So chlorine after gaining electron gets Cl minus, gets the configuration of argon, and it gets the configuration of nearest noble gas neon. So thereby what happens, the last electron of sodium actually transfers, completely moves to chlorine, and it gets a positive charge, it gets a negative charge. Both the species are having 8 electrons in their outermost shell. So this sodium and chloride ions, being oppositely charged, attract each other, and it is a strong electrostatic force of attraction, also known as Coulombic force of attraction, which keeps the two ions together, and this is called ionic bond or electrovalent bond. In this context, I would like to tell you that number of electrons lost is called electrovalency. Similarly, number of electrons gained is also called electrovalency. And in fact, sodium chloride does not exist as a molecule. It exists as the cluster of oppositely charged ions. So if just we are making a sodium chloride crystal, what we will find that to the alternate side, this is if sodium ion, then this one will be chloride ion. Again, this is sodium ion, this one will be chloride ion, and so on. It is just the cluster of oppositely charged ion or aggregate of oppositely charged ions. If now we have to see the formation of magnesium chloride. How to see the formation of magnesium chloride? Magnesium gets a configuration of 282 in K, L and M shell, and chlorine has a configuration of 287. So magnesium will lose 2 electron and chlorine will get 1 electron. In doing so, for each magnesium we require actually 2 chlorine to get electrons. Another chlorine will take 1 more electron, and thereby we have the configuration magnesium will change to Mg2 plus, loss of 2 electron, and each chlorine will have a minus charge. So this one magnesium gives 1 electron to each chlorine, forms Mg2 plus and 2Cl minus ion. So this compound formed in this manner by the transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal are known as ionic compounds or electrovalent compounds. So the names of cation and anion present in MgCl2 is magnesium ion or magnesium cation. Symbol is Mg2 plus, and chloride ion. Symbol is Cl minus. That's all up till today's class. Next class we will start with properties of ionic compound. Thank you.